What's up, everybody, for Monday, January 27, 2025. Welcome to Dueling Aces. We are your trio of hosts this evening, February 9th, the Irrelevant Bowl. Wonder what he could be talking about. As $40 million gets pumped into the Super Bowl, that is totally due to the Swifties.
I don't. All right. First of all, I do not have a problem with Taylor Swift. I don't have a
Neither
problem with
do
Taylor Swift fans
Neither do I.
buying tickets and jerseys. I happen to have a couple of friends who
A hall pass.
whose wives were Swifties who hated football, and then when they found out that Taylor Swift was dating an NFL player, started watching football with their husbands and learning about it, and now they go to games together and have something to share together. So I'm all for it. What the part that gets me is that you have two sideline shots of Josh Allen over the line to gain on fourth down.
Yep.
And somehow that's not a first down.
Yeah, and especially that overhead shot where it clearly goes over.
Shows the Also, second week in a row where Gene Steratore, one of the worst officials in NFL history, was like, "That's a no-brainer. You should call that."
Yep.
So
He
yes,
is pure entertainment. I swear to God, we need to have. I love when I get him for any football game I watch. Love
so
having him.
all the guys over at 609, you can be all excited about your Eagles. Guess what? You're just going to be the answer to a trivia question in 2 weeks because they're going to make sure that the Swifties in Kansas City win. Also, if I have to hear that kid on that show who's not Sam's right-hand man.
Oh, Matt.
I think his name's
Matt.
He's the Notre Dame fan.
Yep.
If I have to hear him talk about how the Eagles broke a dynasty one more time, you didn't break anything. You beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and then guess what? The Patriots went back the very next year. You know how many Super Bowls the Patriots won before 2018? You didn't break any dynasties. You just happened to beat them one year.
Yeah, I heard you had some entertaining pursuance on the 609 Sports Talk show today.
It was a good show.
Everything I said had a modicum of truth to it.
It usually does.
I mean, this is more than like the high-level NFL teams generated anywhere between $750 and $1 billion in revenue in the 2023 to 2024 season last year.
Yep.
Taylor Swift on her own generated $350 million of revenue in NFL revenue. She generated half of what a team does by her fans. I'm sorry, but I don't care how good your running back is. He's not the almighty dollar, and he's not going to outsell a Swiftie. Because somehow, miraculously, Swifties, no matter what trailer park they live in, come up with the most expendable, income on the planet.
And we just got lost two more people.
That felt like it was directed somewhere. It really does.
It was. And two people. We went from
feel a little personal.
We went from 5 to 3 people that quick.
It wasn't designed.
Oh no! Here we go.
Hi, Mike.
I'm not from a trailer park, sir. I'm a redneck that lives in a ranch house by a lake and woods.
This is true. This is totally
Ask
true.
George. He's been out to the Redneck Riviera.
I've been out to the compound. Yep.
I'm no longer in a trailer. I'm straight out the trailer, as they say. Okay. Number one, I'm rooting for the Chiefs because that's where my money is.
I was gonna say.
Hang on. Let me clarify. That's where my preseason money is. You bet your ass I'm rooting for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's been a lot of money early on that was bet. A lot of money early on.
And I want to be fair. I mean, the line is 1.5, so it's not like
it's not outrageous.
Like either side has this gigantic advantage.
I want the Chiefs to win so that we can get our three-peat and then we can stop talking about it.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get your three-peat, make your, let Andy Reid retire, let Travis Kelce propose to Taylor Swift with the Lombardi. Like, let's blow our load all collectively at once and be done with it.
And then we would be talking about that for a whole nother week.
That's fine. That at least it's something interesting to talk about. Both of those games yesterday were terrible games.
Well, Washington just had a really bad case of the turnover. Especially on kickoffs, it's like, wow, that was just brutal. Absolutely brutal.
I mean, what goes around comes around.
It's that Lions curse.
But they turned it over 5 times.
You lose the next week.
Well, yeah, that little thing keeps happening too. But they turned it over 5 times the last time and still won the game. So,
and I'll say this: the Eagles literally had the game plan Detroit had. Detroit just had to go away from it because their defense couldn't stop. They couldn't stop a marble rolling across the floor. I mean,
nobody saw the first play of the game
rolling down at Storm Drain.
Nobody saw the first play of the game for the Eagles coming out the gate like that.
Right.
I mean, I sat there and went, no. As soon as he broke the first tackle, I went, uh-oh. Is that sideline? Oh, goodbye. Yeah. I was like, wow. That is one heck of an opening drive. It's like, hey. And it was funny when you came back, Zoltan said, hey, I said it would be 200 yards and 3 TDs for him. And I'm sitting there going, did you put that on the parlay, by the way?
I did not. However,
Saquon Barkley, he was a little short of it, wasn't
he? Right. But Saquon Barkley 2+ TDs hit. I can tell you that.
Here's what I will say in defense of the Eagles going into the Super Bowl. And I heard it on, I want to say it was ESPN yesterday in a pregame, and I completely agree with it. They're talking about the Bills and Mahomes doing that little stutter step. Am I going to go out? Am I not going to go out of bounds? Am I going to slide? Am I not going to slide? And somebody goes, I'd pop him. Pop him. I'd helmet to helmet pop him, and I'd take the 15 yards because guess what he's not going to do? He's not going to do it again.
And I was waiting for somebody to do it too because you could see on how skittish they were as he was going out of bounds. And they're like, no, we ain't touching him. I was like, no, the heck with that. You hit him, and you pretty much warn him of, hey,
and I would
not putting up with this crap. We will.
If I'm the Eagles DC, I don't care if it's the Super Bowl. I'm going to take that 15-yard penalty. I mean, this is the city that gave us the Broad Street Bullies from the 70s. The team that the big bad USSR didn't want to play because they were too rough and violent. So if that's the mentality of your city, then guess what? Play into it. And when Mahomes is running down the sideline, pop him and pop him good and make sure he remembers it. Because then you're going to have a fair fight on your hands. If not, you're going to let the refs and Mahomes run. They're going to do whatever they want to do.
And I was going to say, the Philadelphia's defense isn't Buffalo's defense. Buffalo's defense has a lot of holes in it. And especially now that they're down, literally down to two corners, they were really in trouble.
Sure.
Their one dude, he got knocked out not right there in the first quarter, and he was right back in concussion protocol, and it was just like, damn. It was sad to see because, as they said, they totally needed it.
Listen, is Buffalo's defense depleted? Sure. Are there more holes in Detroit's defense than Swiss cheese? Absolutely. But a lot of teams are that way. But we have seen all season long where, especially with Kansas City, that Mahomes is going to do that stupid little stutter step slide or that little pirouette, ballet dance to go out of bounds and then try to stay in and keep running. And every time they're calling the penalty on it. So just take your penalty and blast him.
Zolt, you know who's going to do it first, too. It's going to be Slay. Slay's going to just...
Yeah.
You know Slay will be the one to do it.
Okay.
Slay will be the one to do it.
3-4 years ago? Yes.
Yeah.
Quite the physical guy he used to be, just because he's like 34 now.
Yeah, but Mahomes is doing it foo-foo style. I don't think it would take much.
I actually completely agree with Bruiser. Rock him.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls it once, you just rock him.
Yeah, I could see Slay doing it. I could see Cooper DeJean doing it.
Because we've seen all the games. We've seen all the games all year. You know what? You're gonna get the flag anyway. Because you looked at him. So you might as well just rock him.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna now switch over to what I referenced on Sam's show, the curse of the Buffalo Bills. And you're right, they will not beat the Chiefs. And let's take a gander here. This would be why you created this mess.
Yep.
You literally traded the pick to Kansas City that they used to take the guy that's beating you. Yeah. Yep. It's not quite Babe Ruth level, but
close enough.
You did this, and you did this because you had Tyrod Taylor. You were happy. Congratulations.
Wow. You went Tyrod.
Didn't they also draft Josh Allen the very next year?
I believe so. I'd have to contact the research department.
The research department is currently closed.
I know. That's like I'll fill out the form.
It is after 9 p.m. Eastern time. We don't open up again until 8 a.m. Eastern.
Understood. Now, don't get me wrong. All those picks that Buffalo received, they did fairly well with them. At the same time, though, you literally gave up the guy that's killing you.
It was 2018. Josh Allen was drafted.
So it was the very next year.
It was the very next year.
Yep.
Thank you, Sam.
And the thing is, so I said it on Sam's show because they were talking about how I think a Matt guy was like, "What do the Eagles? What does Kansas City have that the Eagles don't? What do they have better?" I'm like, "They have a better head coach.
They have a better defense.
They have a better defense." And they're like, "What do you mean they have a better head coach?" I remember listening to Sam back at the Washington game, not more than a few weeks ago in December, complaining about how Sirianni needed to be fired. And he's like, I said that fourth week. I was like, no, you were back in December complaining about it. Like, it is the
There
most
was there was
fan
some
base.
ignorant play calling. There was some very ignorant play calling, and Sirianni is just skating by the skin of his teeth on a few
It
things.
doesn't. Okay, but when you ask a question of what do they have better, and I point it out, and then you try to backtrack and say that's not true.
There was also the Xavier Worthy trade, but
Oh, they
and it's not
really
like
need to
it's not like
stop
he
making
beat you,
trades.
except he kind of did.
Yeah, they need to
They need to
stop
stop making trades
making.
within their own damn, against
Yeah,
guys that they play every year.
right.
Trade with the
And
NFC, man.
they play them again next year.
Except, all right, the Chiefs. I saw a comparison of the Chiefs to the Patriots earlier this week, and I about threw up in my mouth because like they're not the Chiefs are not the Patriots at all. They're not anywhere close, right? And then I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, they are. Because there were a number of seasons. There were a number of seasons during that Patriots run where they'd go 13-3, 12-5. They'd skate into the playoffs by winning the division. And it's not like at the time the AFC East was a powerhouse division. It wasn't. You had, and right now the AFC West isn't a powerhouse division. Nobody else is good in there. So you post a winning record, you're almost guaranteed to win a division. You know what I mean?
Well, right now they're doing a little bit better, Patriots percentage wise, because they're 4-2, so they're doing all right.
The idea being that there were a number of years where the Patriots made it into the playoffs by not really the skin of their teeth, but also not they weren't barn burners. They weren't like Indy where Indy would come in super hot and just flame out right in the divisional round, or would burn out, and get smashed by the Patriots in the AFC title game. Patriots are very much a slow burn team, or were, and I see a lot of similarities with the Chiefs that way. Does it pain me to say that? I almost throw up in my mouth because I can't stand Kermit the Frog or Walrus Reed. Like I don't want to see him on my TV. I want to see something new. I want to see something different. To me, the compelling story would have been Buffalo Detroit because you're guaranteed a first time winner.
Yeah, very true. And you've got Detroit's first time there, Buffalo's fifth.
Yep.
You know, and it's like, can Buffalo break its own curse? Especially after they both sandblasted Detroit.
And isn't the Super Bowl in New Orleans this year?
Yep.
And you're the week before Mardi Gras. Let's go party. Like, let's go party on Bourbon Street. But no, we get stuck with Kermit the Frog and Walrus Reed and a fan base of people who cheer for a team that would probably, I fuck the Eagles. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, fuck the Eagles.
Wow, man.
I chose my F bombs right there. I don't care.
He chose violence.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yes,
That
I did.
escalated quickly. That escalated super quickly.
Just because, it's now been discussed
I
for
cannot.
a matter of a few hours.
My problem is I can't stand the Philly fan. As a Penguins fan, I don't like the Philly fan base to begin with.
Oh, well,
right.
This explains it.
Also, to me, the Philly fan base reminds me a lot of Ohio State. that they're very quick to jump. They're very quick to jump on the bandwagon when they're successful, and then the moment they're terrible, they want to throw everybody under the bus and then fire everyone else because it can't be the fault of the team. The team just can't be bad. No. It's Sirianni's fault. It's Jalen Hurts' fault. It's Saquon Barkley's fault. It's our receivers' fault. Your team just might be playing bad.
It's Chip Kelly, and he still sucks.
Look at, yeah, everybody wanted to fire Ryan Day after that Michigan game. You guys won the national title, and he's going to get an extension.
Yeah, just fire Chip Kelly because I can't stand his play calling. It's killing me.
You don't have to like his play calling, but guess what? That won you a national title.
You might not have to fire him either, according to the rumors I'm hearing.
Right.
For Ryan Day?
There's
no, Chip Kelly.
No, for Chip Kelly. Chip
For
Kelly
Chip Kelly.
apparently has an offer somewhere.
Kelly's getting some phone calls. Like, please.
A collegiate offer or an NFL offer?
No, NFL offer. Coordinator position.
Where? Who's stupid enough to hire him as a head coach in the NFL again?
No,
Sir, he just won the national championship. There's lots of stupid teams.
Yeah, there's a lot of stupid, like Jerry Jones and the Raiders.
Who is stupid enough? They just hired Brian Schottenheimer as their head coach.
Right, but he still needs a coordinator.
Yes, I'm the coordinator.
Oh, I thought we were talking a head coach position. That's why I was like, who is that stupid?
No. Look, Jerry Jones is stupid. We all know that, but he's not that stupid.
And I don't want to get totally off topic because we're about to, but Jerry Jones hiring Schottenheimer and announcing it Friday night at like 10:30.
Yeah, weird.
Did you see who they also hired as their DC?
Who?
Matt Eberflus is now the new Cowboys defensive coordinator.
Yes, I did see that. I saw that today. Yes.
Yeah. I'm surprised Sam's still here after Bruiser's comments, but okay.
Sam knew what was coming.
It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like the line from The Wedding Singer. I have a microphone and you don't. So you will listen to every word that I have to say.
Oh, jeez.
I just the whole way the Dallas hire happened screams to me, don't pay attention to this.
Yeah.
Like Jerry's like, no, don't ignore him. Don't worry about him. He's just the guy. He's just there. I'm running the team.
It's like Al Davis came back from the dead.
Jerry made a whole bunch of phone calls, and even Dion went, no, man, I'm good. And hung up. And and Jerry's just like, damn, now what do we do?
The hire of
that was. That's totally what that was.
Yeah.
In the past week of coaching news, Schottenheimer being hired by Dallas and Pete Carroll being hired by the Raiders.
I want to go there. I need to go there, but go ahead.
I
want to get to that.
The Schottenheimer one in Dallas makes more sense to me than Pete Carroll at the Raiders.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. So Jason Garrett was kind of a no-name coordinator with Dallas when he got hired as the head coach. And for all intents and purposes, was a fairly successful head coach within the NFL. I think if he'd gone somewhere else afterward, he might have been more successful out of that Jerry Jones system. But he wasn't. He was marginally successful in the NFL. I think Schottenheimer could be that as well, where he could be that. If you put some good coordinators around him, he can delegate what he needs to delegate and be a marginally successful coach in the NFL.
Dude, the funny thing is he made the call to Kellen Moore, who he let walk out the door and go to Philadelphia. It's stupid. Hey, stupid. Really? He's not going to come back. No, it's just not going to happen. Moron.
Here's everything. I was just like the Dallas thing. There's one part of the situation that tells me everything I need to know about it. He got a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Not 4, not 5. 3-year
Right.
deal.
3 years.
Sir, that is called being a placeholder.
How many years left are on Dak Prescott's contract?
Too many. It's like 4 or 5.
3.
Well, 3. 3 with the team options.
Is it 3?
3 with the team options.
3 with the team options.
Okay.
I think it's 3 with the team options from this point.
Well, yeah, but hang on. We're talking Pete Carroll Raiders.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was talking about Dallas.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about
I thought
Pete
you
Carroll.
said Schottenheimer got a 3-year deal.
No, I don't know what Schottenheimer got. It doesn't matter. Pete Carroll got a 3-year deal with the Raiders.
Who's he a placeholder for? Who are they going to hire?
Until they think the team might be better. I don't know.
It's kind
3
of
years for Dion? I don't know.
It's better
3
than
years.
Who was out there?
3 years, and then you don't have to pay his medical bills. I don't know.
I'm honestly surprised that they didn't even want to go with Jack Del Rio.
He's in his 70s. He's already got his AARP card.
He's had it for a long time.
It's a good thing he's not in Ohio where he got a golden Buckeye card too. It's good for a baked potato and a coffee from Wendy's.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You get 50 cents off a junior bacon cheeseburger.
Yes, I still think they're paying Josh McDaniels too.
And speaking of Josh McDaniels, guess who's the new Patriots offensive coordinator again?
Saw that coming.
I was going to say that was a no-brainer.
Vrabel
not stupid. Vrabel is not stupid.
He still had the parking spot, probably.
Right.
Run back home to Robert Kraft.
Yeah. No, and Vrabel's not stupid. Vrabel knows what works, and it's like, hey, you got a kid who can play better than a game manager, and you're going to need to get some building pieces around it.
Well, listening to the Let's Go podcast with Belichick, they were talking about Vrabel being hired by the Patriots, and Belichick had a lot of good things to say about Vrabel as a coach. And when you're being complimented by Bill Belichick, that to me speaks volumes.
Sure. He said he had great things to say about him when he was in with Tennessee, and he played against him.
Yes.
Look, do I think that New England could turn around? It's like, yeah, they got another season to go, but they need some wide receiver help, because you can't just sit there and rely on Stevenson to just hold up everything. They need some wide receivers, big time.
Well, if we have officially segued into the coaching search hirings, since we have an entire week yet to discuss the game and why the Chiefs are going to win.
Yeah, and
why the Chiefs are going to win by double digits.
All the other teams get to finish, their hirings.
The Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl by double digits.
Oh,
I would like to present the last time every team had a coordinator get poached to become a head coach somewhere else.
Huh. Okay. Boy, you did some homework.
Sir, as I mentioned prior to the show, the child was homesick today. I had a little bit of time on my hands.
Nice.
So
So okay, let's
First,
start with
first,
the
hang on.
elephant in the room. The
First and
AFC
foremost,
West
hang on.
never.
Let's get this.
Oh well, yeah. The AFC West never.
Yeah,
That would be the Chiefs.
that's not the Chiefs.
Really?
is it the Raiders?
Well, you know. Okay,
The
never
Raiders
mind.
have never had a coordinator get poached to become a head coach.
So who got?
2019 in the
Oh,
NFC
wait a
North
minute.
is Stefanski, with the Vikings.
2019 in the NFC North. Hang on. This is
Yeah,
not
because
organized very well for me.
it,
Is
was it?
not actually. It
No, it's
was
2020. Yeah, it was COVID.
Stefanski was a head coach before COVID.
No, right in 2020. No, that's
they
correct.
they may have lost. I was going to say if Stefanski was 2019, they may have lost somebody else in 2020, which would be the latest.
Never mind. Never mind.
Okay.
You're right, because I forget there was a month and a half period before COVID in 2020 where the world was normal.
Yeah, it was 6 weeks there.
My brain just tries to wipe out all of.
Yeah. Right.
So the
Is AFC North 2024, is that Cincinnati and Baltimore?
bravo, dude, bravo.
2007 would be the Browns and 88 would be the Steelers.
No, 88 would have been the Browns because that was what's his face? It was
Oh, never mind. Never mind. I kept thinking that Charlie Weiss was with Romeo Crennel here after the Patriots and then went to Notre Dame.
no, 88 was the stash went to Pittsburgh.
2022, is that Green Bay?
Who? Hmm.
AFC West.
Who went? Hold on. Who went for Green Bay?
Sir, that would require research.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just have a chart.
Oh, all right. I thought you might have knew.
I can attempt to look it up.
2018 AFC West, was that the Broncos?
It was not. Here, I'm just going to do it.
It was the Chiefs.
It was the
So
Chiefs.
was 15? Okay, Broncos and then
There's
Chargers.
Whoa. Fingers not working right. There we go.
AFC East 2022.
And hang on, I'm gonna fill this in because this literally just happened
Who was
over the
it?
weekend.
Yep. Yeah. That was the. It's kind of the worst kept secret in the world. Going. Oops.
2022 in the AFC East. Was that the Jets? Was that Salah?
No, that would
because
be the 49ers. That would be the NFC West. 49ers in 2023.
as a matter of fact, yep, nailed that. That's
The
Is
Buffalo.
one of those 2022s in the AFC East the Jets?
no. No, sir. In fact, with glee, I am going to throw the Jets down here in 1989.
Might have been 89. Was that the Parcells
Probably.
/ Belichick?
Dolphins and Patriots.
You got one.
Yeah, the Patriots.
Bills.
Yep.
Dolphins. AFC South. Is that the Texans at Houston?
It's Texans,
Yeah,
Colts, Jags, Titans.
yeah, so the Texans would have to be the latest one. That would have to be 2022's. Is the Texans?
Who did they lose?
Oh no, who they? Oh no.
Yeah, remember these are
Oh,
the teams
it's
that
the
lost.
reverse. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing the thing like the sailor thing.
Yep.
No, that's oh,
No, it wasn't. That wasn't the Texans.
the Jags are 2021.
No, I'm looking at 2022.
No, 2021 is Jacksonville.
I'm not. I don't care about 2021. I'm looking at the top one. We're looking at
He's
2022.
he's asking me, and the answer is no.
So it's 2018 for the Jags. 2008?
Yes.
But wasn't no oh.
All right.
When was the Del Rio thing?
I don't know.
Nobody cares.
Nobody is. We're moving on.
No, that's what I'm trying to
2020.
think because I know Del Rio went from. No, he went from Washington.
Okay. Again,
So that would be
2022.
the Colts.
So Texans and Titans.
Texans, I think, is 2018.
Hey, try that again.
Oh, you typing Japanese now? Dang.
No. Whoops. No. Try again.
No, that's the Titans.
Got it.
2009 in the NFC East is Washington.
Tis not.
No, Del Rio was 2017 for Washington. That's the Del Rio move. 2009.
New York, the Giants.
Oh, wow. I'm opening up windows now.
Jesus.
It's rough day.
2009 would be the Tom Coughlin thing. I think that wasn't that almost head coach for head coach. Fucking
2024.
Yeah, you got Cowboys and Eagles.
Wasn't the Eagles and then the Cowboys?
Cowboys.
Who off the Cowboys became a head coach?
Dang it. Oh, my Lord, I still can't do it.
Jeez, oh, jeez.
Man.
They even spell it out for you at games because they have to have that remedial education.
Oh, my gosh. Did you see, what was it, the Mayors? He's like, EG? I was like, oh, my gosh. I'm like, no.
This is why New York and Philly are two of the stupidest cities in America. They have to spell out their team names.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, they got to spell Jets somehow. They got to figure it out. 4-letter word.
Good night, bud. Dude, it's 10 o'clock. Quit with the attitude. Go to bed.
I mean, seriously. Wow. Oh.
Okay.
All right. So
NFC West.
Carolina Panthers are 2018.
Sorry, I was actually trying to look up the Cowboy thing, but go on. Sorry. What were we looking at?
I'm sorry. I went to the South and said 2018 was the Panthers.
Is 2021 the Saints?
Yep.
Falcons.
Just got the West.
Seattle.
Is 2024 Seattle?
It is not.
No. No.
Or is it the Rams?
Nice.
And then 2015 would be
Yeah.
Seattle
It's
and
both
Arizona.
and the Seahawks.
I'm trying to remember who in 2015 was plucked from Carroll's staff. For a long time.
Probably an offensive coordinator.
Probably. Huh.
I felt that would be entertaining for at least 5 minutes.
You got more than 5 minutes out of it.
I know. Yeah. And just the fact that you get to type in the word never for a
Never.
team.
I'm surprised.
You know what? It's apropos that it's the Raiders.
Well,
really
yeah,
is.
but wait a minute. The Raiders. Yeah, no, that. Huh. Interesting.
Okay, let me hang on. Seattle 2015. Pete Carroll, Tom Cable. Was it Tom Cable?
Yeah. Wow. Whew, there's a blast from the past.
I want to know how many head coaching hires did not finish the year.
Oh, geez.
I wouldn't think it's very many, because
There's
you hire a guy, you give him the year at least.
sometimes.
See, now I'm curious. I
On a new,
figure out
I was going to say on a
Cowboys.
new hire, that would be interesting.
Okay. Scott Tolzien.
I was going to say for a coach who wouldn't make it through the year, I think in college that has happened a little bit more frequent than in
There
the
have been
pro.
34 NFL head coaches that have been fired in their first year.
Hilarious.
34?
Yep.
All right, well, run down the list. The research department's working overtime tonight.
You'll get our bill. So starting in 1970, there was Bill Austin with Washington, Harvey Johnson with the Bills, Ed Hughes with the Oilers, Don McCaffrey with the Lions, Monty Clark with 49ers, Lou Holtz with the Jets, Ken Meyer with the 49ers. They had back-to-back one-and-done coaches. They had 3 one-and-done coaches. 76, 77, 78 were all the 49ers. It was Monty Clark, Ken Meyer, and Peter McCulley.
Oh my God! Wow, and we thought the Browns were messed in the head. The 49ers were jacked in the 70s. My God.
From 81 to 2000, Les Steckel with the Vikings in 84, Rod Rust with the Patriots in 90, Richie Pettibon with Washington in 93, Pete Carroll with the Jets in 94.
Who was with the Jets? Who was the Jets one?
Joe Bugle with the Raiders.
He's
That was
freezing.
2010.
He's freezing. Bruiser, your internet's crapping out.
We'll give it a minute. Give it a minute. It'll come back.
Come on back. All I heard was 1981, and it's like, uh-oh.
Did you not get any of the ones from 81 to 2000?
Honestly, you literally, from when we mentioned that you were frozen, you just came back.
Yeah.
Okay, so 81 to 2000. Les Steckel with the Vikings. That was in 84. 1990 was Rod Rust with the Patriots. 93 was Pettibone with Washington. 94 was Pete Carroll. 97 was Joe Bugle with the Raiders. 99 was Ray Rhodes with the Packers. 2000 was Al Groh with the Jets. Did you get all of those?
Well, you weren't Max Headroom on us on
For the most part. For the most part.
But we got
you had a brief moment there, but it was all good.
You had a Max Headroom moment, which was great. It was awesome.
Okay,
There's a couple of those I remember very, very well.
So from 2001 to 2010, you got the list?
No, we don't have the list. You do.
Okay. Can I keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. 2001 to 2010. Marty Schottenheimer with Washington. 2006, Art Shell with the Raiders. 2007, Cam Cameron with the Dolphins. Bobby Petrino with the Falcons in 2007. Jim Mora Jr. with the Seahawks in 2009. Now, from 2011 until 2024 is where a lot of them happen. 2011 is Hugh Jackson with the Raiders. Mike Mularkey with the Jaguars in 2012. Chudzinski with the Browns in 2013. Jim Tomsula with the 49ers in 2015. Chip Kelly with the 49ers in 2016.
Yep. And you wonder why you don't like
with the Cardinals in 2018. Freddie Kitchens with the what?
He's his internet is trying. The kid must be killing the internet.
Kid's not touching the internet.
Oh, because you're glitching something fierce. If you were a video game,
you're fine for a while, and then it just gets super choppy, and then you freeze, and then you come right back, and you're good.
Well, so Chip Kelly with the 49ers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a favorite.
You hear that part?
Yep.
Yeah.
Steve Wilkes with the Cardinals in 2018.
Yep.
Freddie Kitchens with the Browns in 2019.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a favorite.
Urban Meyer.
Another favorite.
You didn't burn that one. I think he was our latest and greatest.
Another weird one, David Culley with the Houston Texans in 2021.
Vaguely remember.
Nathaniel Hackett, the Broncos in 2022. Lovie Smith, Houston Texans 2022. Frank Reich, the Panthers in 2023. And then Gerard Mayo of the Patriots and Antonio Pierce of the Raiders this year.
Yeah, but the thing is the Patriots one, he made it all the way to the end of the season. So he wasn't exactly.
But this is one and done. This was his first year as a head coach. He got fired.
One and done. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying, because you mentioned how many had gotten whacked during the season.
During the first year.
God,
Urban Meyer.
Yeah, I was going to say, Meyer definitely was.
Freddie Kitchens and Chudzinski were both ones that got whacked in the middle of the year, too.
Yeah. Gotta have good times in Cleveland. Good times.
Hey, the the thing I learned from that list is the 49ers hold the record for most one-and-done coaches.
Yes, they do. They had a nice
The
nice
70s.
dynasty going.
Yeah,
They had a dynasty of fired coaches going.
One of the 70s, I'm telling you. It's something else, man.
Okay, I got one more fun little game to play here. So, it was funny, and apparently, since the guy is dead, buried, and doesn't really play anymore, and is not a threat, I want to discuss wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins for a minute. So,
Wow.
he's got a hell of a career, 178 games played. He's got 83 touchdowns in his career. So let me just bring up this fun little spreadsheet. Da-da-da. DeAndre Hopkins touchdowns by quarterback.
Oh my God.
Look at how many Houston.
Wow.
Well, Carr goes on the list first.
Sir. Are you sure about that? Hang on. First off, we're going to do that.
Okay.
Because I don't have faith in people actually saying his name because they just want to forget that he exists. And I understand.
Kyler Murray.
I'm gonna say, Murray's gonna be next.
Okay.
Carr would be 6.
Sir, I don't have a car on the list.
Really? Oh no, he wouldn't be there. Never mind. Davis Mills. Yeah, Mills.
I
One?
don't see
Mills?
Davis Mills on
Mills
here.
wasn't one?
Nope.
CJ Stroud.
Stroud's got 2 or 3.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
he's not in Houston anymore. He hasn't
Oh,
been in
that's
Houston.
right. Yeah, Stroud's been there for 2 years. Hopkins hasn't been there. So Hopkins has been Tennessee would be Tannehill.
Tannehill managed to throw one touchdown his way. Which leaves you here. We'll go up to this one.
Is that Fitzpatrick in Tennessee?
It is not Fitzpatrick in Tennessee. However, it is Fitzpatrick
in Houston
for a brief stay in Houston.
I was going to say, for that cup of coffee, he was there in Houston too. So who is the brain farting? Who the hell is after Tannehill?
Was that Mariota in Tennessee?
Sorry, say it again.
Marcus Mariota.
No. I will say this. We're overthinking it. Because where is he this year? He's in Kansas City. Where was he last year?
Right. Okay. So Mahomes is Kansas City.
I mean that's
obvious. Yeah, that's the obvious.
So
how many Houston Texans QBs can we name?
Hang on. So Tennessee last year was
Will Levis.
Wow, why can't I remember his name?
Will Levis. Will Levis. So yes. So now we are to how many Houston quarterbacks can you name? And apparently there's been a lot.
Okay. Good God. Carr, Fitzy. The kid who came from Atlanta after Matt Ryan. Oh, damn it. What is his name? I can see it. Number 8.
Flynn?
No.
No Matt Flynn.
No. Oh, my God. Oh. God, am I glad this ain't for $1 million. God damn it. Matt Ryan's backup. Oh my God. I know I'm going to kick myself when I see it too. Because he was like one of the primary QBs too. Damn it.
Case Keenum?
I forgot Case was over there. Hey, quit cheating. Bruiser, quit cheating. Bruiser's cheating.
I'm actually looking up Baseball Hall of Fame stuff.
There ain't much to look up.
I'm going to throw another weird one out there and say Brock Osweiler. Because I was trying to think of spots. Well, I was trying to think of spots where Hopkins went, and I was like, did he go to the Broncos for a little bit? And then I was trying to think of weird Broncos QBs, and I thought of Osweiler.
Oh, it's Matt Shaw. Jesus Christopher. Oh, man. I'm like, come on.
One.
He
threw him.
It's really one? What's our boy Journeyman Hoyer has been around.
Okay.
Hoyer's got to be there, right?
Yes. Hoyer is
wow,
here.
5 of them?
And hang on, I need to call a timeout because I need to go deal with something. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, while he's gone, I'm going to bring this up. Because we were arguing about this in our chat the other day about the MLB Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Now, you and I both know that there's only been one unanimous vote into the Hall of Fame. And it was Mariano Rivera.
Which was a no-brainer.
Which is an absolute no-brainer. But can you name the next 5 highest vote getters for the Hall of Fame?
Well, outside of we know Ichiro.
Ichiro is one.
Cal Ripken.
One of no.
Cal Ripken wasn't really.
He's actually the bottom of the highest vote list.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
One of Mariano's teammates is actually right after him.
Jeter
is the next one. And then you have
Ripken. Randy Johnson.
No.
Roger Clemens.
No, Roger Clemens is not in the Hall of Fame. Steroids. They won't induct him because he was tied up in the steroid scandal in the 2000s.
That's right.
Top 5 vote getters. Ichiro at 100%. 425 of 425 votes. Derek Jeter, 99.7%. 396 of 397 votes.
Well, I thought Ichiro was -1.
Ichiro Suzuki, 99.7%. 393 of 394 votes. Ken Griffey Jr., 99.3%. 437 of 440 votes.
Yeah, isn't that
Tom
interesting
Seaver.
how number of votes is totally different?
Yep. Tom Seaver, 98.8%, 425 of 430 votes. Nolan Ryan, 98.8%, 491 of 497 votes.
Wow.
Cal Ripken Jr., 98.5%, 537 of 545 votes.
500 people voting versus what this year was 300 something.
393, less than 400.
Isn't that interesting how somewhere there's 100 and some odd people who aren't voting?
And in the group chat, Clint brought up earlier, let's see if I can scroll back, Kenny Lofton versus Ichiro. Kenny Lofton is a borderline Hall of Famer. Here is why Ichiro should have been a no-brainer, 100% first ballot, absolute Hall of Famer. You know how many guys hit 3,000 hits in one professional league, then came over to a new professional league and hit another 3,000 hits?
Yeah.
There's only been one.
Right.
His name's Ichiro Suzuki. He
Yep.
got 3,000 hits in Japan, left Japan, came to the United States in the MLB as a rookie, and then hit another 3,000 hits in the MLB. The man has 6,000 career hits.
It's nuts.
He's better than Stan Musial. He's better than Pete Rose. That is baseball's all-time hit king is Ichiro Suzuki. There's no reason that man should not have been a unanimous Hall of Famer. I hate baseball writers and the absolute ticky-tacky bullshit that they go through. I'm sorry. You can hate Barry Bonds for taking steroids and Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa and Roger Clemens. Guess what? They weren't illegal in baseball up until 2003. So they were playing by the rules of the sport. So the stats that they put up in that time is what you judge them by. Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds are all Hall of Famers. They're all first ballot Hall of Famers. And it's a shame that them and Alex Rodriguez aren't in the Hall of Fame already because you want to promote the sanctity of the sport. Baseball itself admitted to doctoring and juicing baseballs to get more home runs in the 90s because fan attendance was dying.
Yep.
Yet you're going to punish players. I'm sorry.
No, you're
I
contradicting.
get worked up about it.
Yep. No, I get it. No, totally. I totally agree. Totally get it.
Oh, we can go back to Zilt's fun game now that I've got off my soapbox.
Oh, that's fine. I think the fun part of it is we've already passed. We're on to
Matt
the
Davis.
annoying. Sorry, what?
Matt Davis.
No.
Who's got 7?
It's it's one of
Mallett?
those where even I was like,
Mallett?
really?
Ryan Mallett? Wasn't Mallett the Houston quarterback? Damn, really? Only
Actually,
3?
I
He played a lot more.
It's actually
He played
2.
Whoa, God. Oh, he dinged him for it. It's like, oh, he guessed right. Oh, one too many. Oh, my God. Mallett played a lot more games than that, though. I mean, because it was him and Hoyer were splitting time. I guess Hoyer was better at it. Wow, who the hell would...
I mean, it's not
I
bad.
realized
You're
that
down to
this
3
year-
guys.
I realized that this year that the Browns started their 40th quarterback, right?
Oh, yeah.
Houston's got to be pretty damn close.
No, not really.
Houston came
Well,
into the
for one-
league at the same year.
The one, well, a little later, but the one year they had like 4 dudes. I think Tyrod Taylor was even there, too. Wasn't Tyrod there, too?
Perhaps. Maybe.
All right, now the research department is going to look into this again.
Who else was there? Who was the one with the hot girlfriend? AJ. Was AJ? Well, no, AJ was Cincinnati. Or
AJ
no,
McCarron.
what? Yeah, was he was
He's not on the list.
he's Cincy? Or he was Cincinnati. Um, who the hell would be 7? Matt Schaub, Case Keenum. Okay, I'll bite the bottom one. Wait a minute, that's right. Brandon Whedon went over there too. Is he really? Yes.
The Texans have had 21
That's-
starting
That's
quarterbacks.
awesome. That's awesome. Whedon's on the list. Oh,
21, huh? That's it's impressive.
oh my God, that's funny.
21.
Oh,
So I'm looking at the list and I'm just gonna guess names because I can't see stats. And say Tom Savage.
oh yeah. Wow. Only 2? Huh.
Okay. So the guy with 7, I don't even want to call it clues, but he had a 7-year NFL career.
Huh.
He had stops in 3 different cities. He played for Houston 3, 4, 5 of those 7 years. Never more than 6 games in a season.
Matt Leinart?
No.
No.
But I'll say this: the few games that he actually played, he knew who he was throwing to.
TJ Yates.
Really? I was going to say the only other one I think out of that was Seiji, right?
Sage Rosenfeld? Oh God.
Yeah. Oh God, that would have been the only other dude left. I mean, I think that's, and besides Carr, I think that pretty much covers all the QBs.
Yeah,
I think we really did knock all of them out of
7.
we almost named all of them.
Out of the 7, so in 2011, Yates' rookie year, he started 5 games, managed to get into 6. That's 3 of the 7 in that year.
Wow.
Played 4 games in 2012, 3 games in 2013, 1 game for Atlanta in 2014. Went back to Houston, started 2, picked up 3 more touchdowns to Hopkins in those 2 games.
I was gonna
Went
say,
to went to Miami, never played, and then finished his career in 2017 for Houston, starting 3 games. Yeah.
I was going to say, we almost named all the Houston quarterbacks, I think. Actually, I think we did.
No, there's been 21 Houston quarterbacks.
And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them on this list.
10 of them on this list.
Also, TJ Yates is tied with Matt Schaub, Brock Osweiler, Deshaun Watson, and CJ Stroud for the most successful Texans quarterbacks in the playoffs at 1-1 record.
When the record is 1-1.
Yeah.
Right? Oh.
Well, I mean, hopefully CJ can figure that out.
I would like to see the Texans win and get into the Super Bowl.
I'd like to just see them do well.
He's done it. Well, he's done it back to back, though. He's been 1-1, so he's the most successful at it. Yeah, we could say
he is the most successful. So he's 2-2.
So
I think Watson's what, 1-2, 0-2? No, 1-2.
Deshaun Watson is 1-2. Osweiler was 1-1. Yates was 1-1. Matt Schaub was 1-1.
I will ask the question just because it got, we're kind of here right now. So Stroud had sophomore slump. Is that what we're calling it?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. I
Sure.
mean, it happens.
he
It happens
resurrected
more than it doesn't.
late.
What are the odds Jane Daniels has one?
I don't think he will.
Okay.
I agree.
I mean,
I
I'm not
agree.
saying he will. I'm not saying he won't. I'm curious because it's highly unpredictable,
It's a
but
good
it's certainly a thing.
Yeah, it's a good system though.
I
He's
think
got a good system. And as
I
long as
think
Washington doesn't screw anything up with coaches or coordinators and they keep everybody, all you could do is just improve.
well, I think part of it is they've built that system to Jaden Daniels' strengths and tried to eliminate or isolate his weaknesses so that they can't be easily exploited. So if you're building it toward the strong suits of your quarterback, I think that is less likely to lead toward a sophomore slump. Um, I
And
think in the off season though, and somebody said it because I listen to Sirius XM, the NASCAR channel, on the way to work and stuff in the morning. And the one morning host is a Commanders fan, and he was talking about the game this morning. And he had said, "Well, you know where you're supposed to be." He goes, "The level of expectation going into next year is the NFC title game. You made it there this year. Your level of expectation going into next year is the NFC title game because that's how far you made it the year before." And okay, if that's your level of expectation, then you better go into the draft and free agency plugging up the holes that you know you have,
which would be a left guard.
which is
Big
your offensive line and your defense. And you better get a a playmaker out there that can be a target for Jaden Daniels that he can.
As far as a running back, I agree with that because
I think you need
Eckler's
look.
not the answer. You've got Brian Robinson; he can only do so much. You do need a good 1-2 punch there, and Eckler is definitely not the answer.
I was actually going to say I don't think Brian Robbins is the guy either. I think he can be a 1B. He is not a 1A.
Go talk to the Browns. They're obviously not using Chubb.
I mean, shoot,
Honestly, hey,
They just let Hunt walk out the door in Kansas City.
sign that guy from Pittsburgh that they're going to let walk, that Harris guy.
Oh,
Yes. Oh, Najee Harris?
Yep.
yeah. Yep.
Dude,
Free
Najee
agent.
Harris in that system?
Free
I don't
agent.
look. Najee Harris in that Washington system would probably do very well.
Yeah. I agree. I agree
The
100%.
I think though that if you're I like the idea of, hey, we made it to the, NFC title game. That's our level of expectation of what we need to accomplish going into next year. Then you better plan your offseason that way and plan accordingly.
Well, Detroit tried to, and Bruiser
Detroit
went, how interesting would it be if Washington beat Detroit? And I said, be careful about that. And sure enough, that's
Here's the
exactly
thing.
what the hell happened.
The 2023-2024 offseason, Detroit did everything right. They did everything right.
Yeah.
They
They
identified the
drafted
need,
the right.
and they
They
filled
drafted
it.
the right players.
Yep.
They filled needs. They did everything right. They got bit by the injury bug. It's just like bullpens in baseball. The
Yeah.
Indians had the best bullpen the one year. Statistically, the absolute best bullpen. The following year, they couldn't get a nun with scoliosis out if their life depended on it.
Wow. Oh, damn. Okay. Wow. None with scoliosis. That's a new one. I ain't never heard
That's all right.
that.
I had an insult at work today that I actually had to explain to a kid. He said something stupid, and I said, "See, this is why." I said, "See, you're the reason why people are proponents of chemical castration."
Jesus.
He didn't know what chemical castration was, and he didn't know what castration was to begin with.
Oh, jeez.
Listen, I will eviscerate you with words.
Right.
But the point being, like, the Lions did everything right, and they went into this season, and by all rights, they should have been a Super Bowl team. But you got bit so hard by the injury bug, there's nothing that they could do. Like, you're that depleted. Solt and I were talking about it last week during the national title game. I can't imagine that the next time that the um the players union and the NFL owners meet, that the roster spots on an NFL team don't go up to 65 from 53.
Well, and my response to that was that will be the demand of the players
The
union
players.
for an 18th game. If you're gonna bring on an 18th game, number one, you're reducing preseason by yet another game down to 2,
Yep.
and you're increasing roster size.
Yeah. That would be
I mean, you
interesting.
almost
Right, because you can only 9 hit your practice squad, and it's like,
yeah.
okay.
Even at
No,
this
you
point,
need to expand
even at
that.
this point, you need 65 players.
I say 65, and you increase the practice squad to at least 15.
12.
Somewhere in there. I mean, that's the thing. You can have 9 guys on your practice squad. If it's not, somebody gets hurt and it's not a position that you have covered, or in our situation, hey, we lost 3 defensive backs.
Yep.
The practice squad isn't going to cover that.
Nope. So I said you'd be begging for 15.
Well, I think you could negotiate for 15, but you'd probably get 12.
Yeah.
Well
It'll be
then,
somewhere in
well
the
then
neighborhood.
you shoot for 18 and get 15.
You're not going to get 15. You'll get 12.
They'll say double the roster. They'll say double it. They'll say double it.
I'm just curious at what point. It's the league that's going to make the first move. The league is going to make the move to try to get to 18. And then the players' union is going to come back and say, okay, well, we're going to increase roster size then. The league would be stupid to say no. The league is going to obviously play hardball because that's what they do. It's just, you have to.
The league is playing hardball with NASCAR right now, too. Because NASCAR already has the date set for next year's Daytona 500, because they're going to start selling tickets at this year's Daytona 500.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
The NFL wants to do the Super Bowl on the day of the Daytona 500 next year.
Really?
Yes.
What?
What's the date?
Like the 20th.
Yeah, but the Daytona 500s run during the day. The Super Bowl is literally at
Not
night.
all the last 3 Daytona 500s have had rain delays and gone into the night.
Why the hell would the Super Bowl be that late in February?
Because they're moved. So this is the 2026 Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah.
And from what I only caught part of it this morning. I didn't catch the whole thing. I haven't gone back and re-listened to it. But from what I heard, it had something to do with bye weeks and extra time in the playoffs, pushing the Super Bowl later a week.
It would still be February 8th.
The Super Bowl is February 9th. If they pushed it a week later, it lands on the weekend of the Daytona 500.
Even what they've got set for right now, it would still be the 8th. Bye week.
Yeah, but
Pushing
Sam,
it a week
if
later,
Bye
George.
week rotate. The bye week rotation just happens within the 17 weeks. It
They're
never
talking about
pushes
no,
anything back.
George.
no, but here's the thing. They're talking extra week. If they're talking extra week, then you're talking 18-week season or 18 games, so a 19-week season, and you're throwing an extra bye week in.
Yep.
Which is totally stupid.
Well, okay, if you're going another game, throw the extra bye week in to make it fair. Because if you're playing 18 games in 19 weeks and your bye week is week 4,
You got 15 weeks. You're gonna get your ass kicked.
yes.
The
I
thing
mean,
is they brought the
The
bye
way they
week.
were talking was that it was going to push the Super Bowl next year onto the Saturday, the Sunday of the Daytona 500, and
The bye
NASCAR.
week needs to go away. Period. The bye week
Well,
was brought in when there was an odd number of teams when the Browns came back, and that's why they had to do bye weeks was because of the odd number. When the Texans came in, that evened crap out. The bye
but
week should have went bye bye altogether. There should never be a bye week ever. There
yes, there
should not
should.
be a bye week.
yeah, I disagree.
But
You
they,
should have multiple bye weeks at this point. Considering what just happened to my team,
but
all the bye weeks. Give me all of them.
but the NFL approached NASCAR leadership about the possibility of moving the Daytona 500 from Sunday to Saturday.
Ooh,
Wow.
ooh.
And
Not even
and
honestly. Go ahead.
first of all, bravo for having the balls
Yes.
to do that. But second, uh
How fast was the middle finger and a case of beer sent their direction?
apparently the way that it was put was that NASCAR politely declined.
Of course. Of
Uh,
course.
I would love to see the meme that got sent back over.
I'm gonna guess that there was a hearty laugh down there in Daytona.
That
Thumbs up,
didn't
Kevin.
And
stop for at least 10 minutes.
here's the thing: I'm not opposed to having the Super Bowl and the Daytona 500 on the same day. You run the Daytona 500 at noon. The green
Oh,
flag
absolutely.
drop. Green flag, because normally it's 2 o'clock. You drop the green flag of the Daytona 500 at noon. You make sure that Fox also has the Super Bowl that year, and you run your Daytona 500 coverage right into your pregame and your kickoff of your Super Bowl, and you keep that audience all day long.
I have a question. Just gut feeling when you said they asked them to move it to Saturday. That feels more disrespectful than asking them to move it to the following week.
I think it is most definitely the NFL going, we can throw our weight around and make you
We
move.
own this. Yeah.
Yeah. And the NBA, because the NBA had Christmas Day and then the NFL moved in, right?
Yeah. Right.
And to me that seems very disingenuous on the NFL's part. Like, you own every other network or holiday that you want to run on. Nobody was running Christmas Day, and the NBA said, hey, we're going to run on Christmas Day, and was successful at it. And then the NFL said, oh, we want part of that.
Yeah,
I mean,
this year specifically, because it was in the middle of the week.
but to turn around, and we're coming up on the 65th anniversary of the Daytona 500.
Okay.
Or the 70th. I mean, it's the 70th. It's up there. I can't remember. It's up there, though. To turn around and to ask NASCAR to move their marquee race from Sunday to Saturday so that you can have the whole day for the Super Bowl is very it not only is it arrogant, but it's it's flippant and disrespectful in a way that I don't think other sports would be to you as the NFL. You know what I mean?
I actually really like your idea, and I want to take it further. If you start at noon, I say even if it's just for the 1 week, you have, I don't know, 2 cars sponsored by the NFL, one of each team.
I
How
was just thinking you could
how
promote the
about
shit
how about
out of
yeah, because you know the Super Bowl pregame show is starting at like 8 in the morning. How about while that's going, you have a picture-in-picture of the race on NFL Network?
that.
How about
Mm-hmm.
you actually like partner up as opposed to
Yeah.
I'm going to force you off my day?
Well, and even on top of that, like you could do. I know it's not FedEx Field anymore, but FedEx was a big time sponsor in NASCAR for a very long time of Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
If um
Oh,
if they
Kevin's got jokes. Kevin, leave the bad
Kevin, you're
jokes.
missing the point, man.
No,
He's not missing it.
he's
He's
doing
not missing it.
Suds jokes. Leave the bad jokes to Suds. Leave the jokes to Suds.
But FedEx was a longtime sponsor of the Commander Stadium.
Yep.
You could let's say the Commanders made the Super Bowl this year and you were running the Daytona 500 and the Super Bowl on the same day. You could run a FedEx Washington Redskins Commanders, inspired paint scheme on Denny Hamlin's car that 10 million people are gonna um now I was talking about those are two different demographics comment.
Ah,
Oh,
like I said, they should partner up. If you're going to do something like this,
The,
make it the
the
biggest
demographics
spectacle in
overlap more
sport.
than people think.
I was going to say, damn near everybody at least pays attention to the Super Bowl.
yep.
More people pay attention to the Daytona 500 than people think too,
Yeah,
because it's one of the big.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, it's the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season.
But it's one of the so even if you don't watch NASCAR, you don't watch auto racing, you know what the Indy 500 is, and you know what the Daytona 500 is. You've heard of those two
yep,
races.
Yep.
So to partner and pair the biggest event, television event, on a yearly basis with one of the other biggest events that happens. To me, that's an advertising no-brainer. An
yeah,
absolute advertising no-brainer.
yep.
But you can only do it when Fox has the rights, though. You wouldn't be able to pull it off when CBS has it.
Well, with the
Yeah.
here's the thing, with the new NASCAR media package, Amazon has some races, TNT has some races, Fox has a few races, and NBC has a few races. If I am Amazon, I could go to Fox a year that Fox doesn't have the Daytona 500 and say, "Hey, I'm willing to negotiate and give you, say, the Coke 600 or maybe an extra 2 races if you'll give me the Daytona 500 and you can let Amazon broadcast that Daytona 500 and stream it." And
But
then
I'm
you
saying
don't.
Super Bowl. I'm
I
saying
understand that, but the NFL has
Things like that are negotiable. Even for
absolutely.
CBS, it's like, hey, you know what? We'll give you 5 commercial spots for free during the Daytona 500. You know,
Of anything.
advertise whatever the hell your new shows are. Go for it.
I mean, if you started that Daytona 500 at noon, green flag dropped at noon, it would be over even with a rain delay. It could be over by 4 o'clock.
which is Plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
And then
'Cause
your
you don't-
kickoff at the Super Bowl is at 6:30.
Well, plus the 15-minute national anthem. You know, you're talking about 6:50-ish. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, yeah. 6:30, also known as kickoff at 6:48.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter. Like you still
Yeah,
the
you
only
got lots of time.
Got lots of time.
the only time the only thing that really makes it worrisome though is like in 2020, the year McDowell won, it rained all day. All day. And they were trying to get it in, trying to get it. They didn't restart till 10:30 at night, and that race didn't finish till almost 1 a.m.
Yeah. I remember
So and then the next year is something similar. I would be very wary about the forecast though, about it being rained out, because then you ruin all of it. But man, if you could pull that off, the
Yeah.
ratings juggernaut that would be, the advertise you could do. If you're an advertiser, man, hey, I've got some really good commercials I'm going to run during the Super Bowl, but maybe let's film one or two and air. You know what I mean? It's cheaper ad space for the Daytona 500.
Yep.
And if you get rain delayed, they can turn around and show Super Bowl week stuff, you know, activities and stuff that they had, or team interview or the player interviews and such, you know, during that time frame with the side by side or picture in picture like they do, you know, as you're anticipating waiting for the race. So there's a lot of pluses on both ends.
Depending on where the Super Bowl is that year. Let's just say for Gits and Shiggles that the Super Bowl is in Miami that year. It's in Miami. And it's, you know, we'll say this. Well, I'll take this year's Super Bowl. It's in New Orleans. It's not a far flight from Daytona to New Orleans.
Right.
If it's a noon green flag, you could have Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes there for the green flag, waving the green flag, and there's an airport right behind Daytona. They can hop on a private plane and fly back to New Orleans and be back within an hour and a half. Or Roger Goodell. You could really cross. Man, now you got me thinking about this. I really want to cross promote the shit out of this.
I was going to say, there's 1.5 million opportunities there. So realistically, Bruiser, you should make this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should make it happen. Me.
Exactly. It's your idea. Yep.
It's not the first time I've heard the
I hate
idea.
to do it. But George, it's late. I need to get going.
That takes care of the 4 minutes. Say goodnight, Grayson.
Good night.
Good night. I said say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night.
Good night.
So I said, well, flip a coin, and if it comes out heads, have your hair dyed.
And if it comes out tails, say goodnight, Gracie.